today I'm going to be showing you what I got in this month's Boxycharm box for the month of November. And I also do have a referral link below if you would like to sign up for Boxycharm. I believe if you use my code, I get points. So if you would like to sign up for Boxycharm and you want to use my code, that would be greatly appreciated. Otherwise, no worries. So let's get started with this month's box. So I saw some sneak peeks of this box quite a few weeks ago, so I kind of like had an idea of what was going to be included. And I have to say, this is probably one of my favorite boxes I have gotten to date from Boxycharm, and I have been subscribed for about 9 months or so now. So I was definitely like super excited when I saw this. I was also like a little bit sad, but like really excited as well, and I'll kind of get into that why in a minute. So the theme of this month's box is Gold Digger, which I think is really cute. So everything is like black and gold themed and just really nicely curated box in my opinion. I have the variation number 3 in case you guys are wondering. So the first thing I got, I was super excited when I saw it because I've heard of this brand quite a bit and it's very expensive, so I don't really have too many things from them. I had like a couple samples in the past, but this is from CoverFX, and this is the glitter drops that they have, and this is in the color Nova. So this is so pretty. It is like a glitter bomb explosion, and it's like this very bright gold with like different color glitter, and it's got gold glitter, but it also has a little bit of pink and a little bit of green as well. It's just really pretty. Got a little bit of it swatched here. So this one is valued at $44, which again is already like more than double of the price of the box. I'm going to apply a little bit of this to my cheekbones as a highlighter. I hope I don't regret this because I do have to go to work later, so I hope this is not the wrong choice. But I'm gonna put a little bit of it on the back of my hand here, and I'm going to kind of blend this out and see kind of what it looks like. It's super shimmery, and there is definite glitter particles in here, so I'm just going to, oh yeah, that is glitter. I can already tell that is like straight up glitter on my cheeks. So I think for today I might have to skip it just because I don't want to look like a glittery disco ball today. So I'm gonna give this a try another time. So I ended up trying to like use this as a highlighter today, just to kind of see what it looked like, but I think it's a little bit too deep of a color for my skin tone, and there is a lot of glitter. So this might be something I'd either have to mix in with like a foundation, or maybe like use this as like a body glitter type of thing with like a moisturizer or something. That's probably how I would get the most use out of it, but this is like a really pretty product. The only thing is I know they do have like metallic versions of this that doesn't have like the glitter in it. I kind of wish that was included in this box instead of like the glitter one, just because I'm not a huge fan of glitter products on my face, other than my eyes of course. But I'm still really excited about this product, and I will definitely have to find some way to use this. I might have to wait till like summer or something, because it's not too often I wear like body glitter in general, but definitely in the winter time, not too often. But if you have a deeper skin tone, or you really do like those like really glittery highlighters, then that could be a really great product for you. So overall, I'm super excited about this one. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna make it work for me. The next product is of course the palette of the box, and this one I saw it and I was so excited but also a little bit heartbroken because it's actually a product I already own. This is from Beaute. It's called the Grandiose palette, and it is stunning. Like the packaging of this is so beautiful. It's so just well designed. Again, that design on the inside, and then these are the colors in here. So definitely a warm toned palette. I kind of dog on warm toned eyeshadows quite a bit, but if this was the only warm toned palette I had, I think that this would be, you know, more than enough for me. I think this is a very beautiful palette, and of course I already own it, so I have a leftover palette in my box, which I think I'm gonna actually do a giveaway for. So if you guys would like to enter this giveaway, I will have some rules at the end that I will get into if you would like to win this palette. So this one is my actual palette, and then I have the unopened, untouched one that I will be giving away. So in a minute I will go to a clip of me applying these shadows and showing you how I did this look. Okay, so here is a better look at the palette colors. I think they are very beautiful. So I've already applied my eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to start with the color Patchouli here. It's kind of like this my skin tone kind of color, and I'm just going to start by applying that to the crease. Okay, I'm going to switch to a little bit of a larger brush just to kind of start out to really get that color onto my eyes. Next, I'm going to use this color here. This one is Cinnamon, and again, I'm going to apply that into the crease and more on the outer half of the lid. Next, I'm going to take the 141 mini round brush from Luxie, and I'm going to pick up more of that color Cinnamon and run that on the lower lash line. Next, taking this color, this one is Poppy. I'm gonna take that one on the fluffy brush and I'm going to apply that to the crease as well. Next, I'm going to take this color called Primrose, and I'm going to take that on a flat shader brush, and I'm going to apply that all over the lid. I'm going to keep this more on the inner half of the lid, and then we'll go back with another color on the other half. And then taking the color Myrtle, we're going to apply that one to the outer half of the lid. Next, taking the color Jasmine, I'm going to take that on my shader brush, and I'm going to apply that to the inner corners. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that on the lower lash line as well. So to make up for not using the drops on my face, I'm going to try to use this on my eyes and see how it works. I'm going to start by taking just a little drop of that onto the back of my hand and kind of blend that out. And hopefully this doesn't like ruin the whole thing. If you want a better look at that color, that is super, super metallic and glittery. Okay, so I'm going to lightly press some of this onto the lid, and I tried to really kind of spread it out so there's not too much like wet oil kind of feeling. It's definitely not like super oily or anything, but it does have a bit of kind of like a texture to it. It worked okay. It did kind of move the shadow just a little bit, so I'm just going to top it off again with a little bit more of that Primrose color just to kind of keep the shimmer there. So those are the eyes. I really love the eyeshadow. It's so nice and high quality, easy to blend, really pigmented colors as well. And sometimes I just feel like indie brands sometimes do it better just because I feel like there's, you know, they're smaller, they're more like involved in stuff than like super huge like makeup corporations. So I give this a total thumbs up for the palette. It was really beautiful and easy to work with. I'll have to give the eyeshadow brushes a few more, you know, chances and stuff to use. I want to move on to the next product. So these are the brushes that came in this month's box. There are 4 different brushes and these are from Luxie. These are called the Luminous eye set. So the 4 different types of brushes you get, these are actually a little bit smaller than like your typical makeup brush. I would actually say like as far as like the thickness of the handle, I would say it's even smaller than like a regular number 2 pencil. So it's definitely very you know, travel friendly, I guess, because they are so little, and the brushes are synthetic hair. So the ones that you get, this one is the 141. This one is called the Mini Round. This one I used today to smudge on the lower lash line. I felt like that did a really good job because it is so small and precise. Next is the 131. This is called the Mini Angled. This is a style that I feel like I would like a lot for kind of nose contour. That's kind of what I like these angled brushes for, although I already have like a favorite nose contour brush, so I could probably find another use for this one as well. Next is the 111. This is the Mini Flat Angled. Very similar to the last one, but almost like if the first 2 brushes like had a baby. That's kind of like what this one would be. And this one I tried to use at first to do a little bit of the crease shadow, but it was a little bit too small for that. So for actually applying the eyeshadow, it wasn't my favorite because I felt like it would just take a lot of time. But I feel like this would be a really good one to actually blend the crease color if you're like, you know, blending between 2 colors or something and you need something really precise. I feel like that would be a really good brush for that. And the value of these brushes is $21 for the 4 of them. The next thing I got is an eyeliner. This is from Jonte Blue. It's called the Glittering Star Eyeliner. I got one of these eyeliners before in my Boxycharm, and I think it was the June box. These are just kind of like a hard pencil type of eyeliner. So this one is a black with like a gold kind of a glitter through it. So I'm gonna give it a try today and see what I think about it. Definitely a bit on the scratchier side. I feel like maybe if it like warmed it up a little bit, let me try that, like running it on my hand a bit and then trying it. And I just feel like it's way too hard and sharp to try to apply this to like the waterline, which is how I would typically use this type of color. So unfortunately for me, I have to give this a thumbs down because I feel like we're just so far beyond like pencil eyeliners, you know? I feel like we can just leave that in like the 90s and like the early 2000s, and you know, there's just no place for like a hard stabby eyeliner pencil in my makeup collection anymore. So this is unfortunately a thumbs down for me. The value of this one is $5, so at least it's not like one of those super high-end, you know, eyeliners that they're trying to pass off as being like, you know, more value than it is. I personally wouldn't pay $5 for this, but overall, you know, it's not a huge loss in my opinion. And then the final thing I got in my box is these lashes. Now, I'm a huge fan of getting lashes in my Boxycharm box because I don't typically buy those for myself too often. I also don't wear them that often, so I feel like it's a little bit more of a treat for me whenever I do get these. So these are from Lashaholic. They are their luxury lashes. They're called the Instaglam false eyelashes, and this is what they look like. So this is what the eyelash itself looks like. It's definitely like one of those really wispier ones, but it has like those longer bits too. So let me kind of just like hold it up to my eye and see if I can get an idea of what I would think about these would look like on me. I don't know if you can see, they kind of like look a little like, you know, super spidery on me. You probably can't tell too well just because they're like, you know, sitting on top of my eyelashes. But I mean, these are definitely ones I feel like I would give a try. I would definitely need to trim these a bit because this inner part right there has like super long kind of bits to it. So I might just like cut that whole section off so it starts on that like really short hair kind of bit. But so far they look really pretty. Definitely a different style of lash I don't typically wear. So yeah, I'm actually really happy with those as well. I'll have to wear them and see how they are. But unfortunately, I won't have time to do that today because it takes me like, no joke, 20 minutes at least if I'm putting on false eyelashes. So the total value of my box for this month is $109.98. So overall, I would say this is probably definitely up there with one of my favorite boxes. If I didn't already own the eyeshadow palette, this would be my #1 box. So unfortunately, it's like one of those really kind of like bittersweet things because it is a really good eyeshadow palette. I know I've owned it since like September or maybe even August, I don't remember, but it's a very beautiful palette, very nice eyeshadows, easy to blend, super pigmented, and the price I think is definitely a very fair price, especially since it is an indie brand and the quality is so good. Sometimes there are indie brands where I'm like, I don't know, it looks a little too homemade for my liking, but this is like super professional and really beautiful and very nice eyeshadows. So I think I'm going to be doing a little bit of a giveaway for the eyeshadow palette since I already own it. So what I want you guys to do is to leave me a comment on this video. Of course, you need to be like a subscriber of mine, and I want you to leave me a comment of, what should it be? You can tell me, you know, what kind of videos do you want me to make, or what kind of things are you interested in seeing from my channel? You can let me know what's your favorite Boxycharm stuff. Pretty much just any kind of comment that isn't mean. Definitely let me know your thoughts and just what you'd like to see, or just anything in general. The only stipulations I have for this giveaway is that you must be a subscriber of mine and leave a comment on this video. You can like the video if you'd like, but I do want to limit it to people in the United States only because I am going to be paying the shipping for this, and international shipping just gets extremely expensive, and I'm paying for this out of my own pocket. So I just want to limit it to people in the United States, and I'm very sorry if you do not live in the United States, and hopefully sometime in the future I can do more giveaways or, you know, things like that where I can open it up to people internationally. I will put more information in the description below letting you know what all you need to do to enter my giveaway. I will have the cutoff date for it and when I will select a winner and let you guys know, because I hate whenever people do giveaways and they don't tell you who wins. I feel like sometimes it's very shady and sometimes it's just, I don't know. So I will try to be very clear to let you guys know who wins, and I will try to contact that winner and let them know, and they will have a certain amount of time, probably, I don't know, maybe like 72 hours to get back to me, and if they don't respond, I will be picking another person. So that is it for this month's Boxycharm box. I was definitely a huge fan of this one. Again, I wish I didn't already own the palette because that would have just been amazing. But unfortunately I do, and out of like 9 months of Boxycharm boxes, this is the first time I've gotten a product that I already own. So I feel like for me that's a pretty good streak so far at not getting repeat products. So overall, this is definitely going to the top of my list as one of my favorite boxes that I have received so far. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, link is below, and until my next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.